Hi everyone, welcome to part 6 of our Deity peaceful victory, science victory with Rome. So far things look good. We've got 440 culture, 310 science, 5 turns to globalization. So it's pretty good. You do need some time to remember where we stopped. So we've got a great merchant, pretty worthless, but it does give us an envoy, which is great. Alright. What else do we have? We're waiting for the great scientist. This is the one we passed, so we're waiting for Gilgamesh to get him in 7 turns. There'll be some more writers and musicians, but we don't really need these anymore, and pretty much we should be looking with deals with the AI to offload all our cultural assets and get as much gold as possible. Alright, what do we need to do here? We're done with the spy, so now I'm going to turn the city to science focus. This will give us extra 4 science. More if we've got good amenities, which I think we do. And we should be producing campus research grants. These are essential because whenever you finish a campus research grant, it provides you with a quite sizable number. There's a formula, but I don't really know. I know it's a lot. Great people points, especially later in the game. And this will really help us progress through the great people and make it cheaper for us to purchase the remaining great people. Alright. Should get that builder down there. Shall we focus on gold now? We should be focusing on gold and science. Shall we send one trade route to Gilgamesh? Why not? I don't think we've sent any. Alright. Send envoy. Let's check. They want a harbor. Military tactics. Radio. Fighter. Let's get Hattusa. Definitely. Not that we get much at this point, but we will when we get globalization. Now, the spy. We already sent the spy to Valencia. Just 104. Let me just check whether England maybe has another commercial hub in the capital that they're building or something. Sorry, my computer is... touchscreen is registering key presses on the side. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way. Alright, let's place this guy in Sheffield. And to be honest, with 100 gold return on investment, I don't even think it was a good decision to make the second spy. He'll be there in 8 turns, that's 133, establish, 140. Maybe we get to steal one portion of gold, and that's insignificant. So maybe one spy was just enough. Alright. AI does seem to have some gold, and gold per turn. And England has a lot of gold. I really need to take as much as possible. Definitely the lump gold. But what would you give me for sugar? 11. Alright. And how much do you value a great work of writing? 450. Let's sell the great work of writing. I don't like the idea of England having a large amount of money. She is our neighbor, she hates us, and she might be inclined to go to war. Alright, can we sell neither to Philip? What would you give us? He does have quite a lot of gold. 14 per turn. What about sugar? 2 luxuries. How much is that in total? Never mind. 256 plus 3, and what would you give us? for neither. That's pretty much all you've got, right? Alright, this does get a little bit tedious, but... Alright, let's take all the lump gold. We don't have many chances for more sales. This is pretty much the last time we'll be selling this, because I'll be expecting to finish this game before turn 160-ish. So whatever gold we can squeeze out of AI, it will be great. Alright. Shall we sell Niter to Victoria? I mean, she doesn't seem to have any money to upgrade the units now, and I pretty much like her to stop producing more military. Alright. And let's get as much as we can in lump gold and some gold per turn. Alright. Cool, I'm happy with these trades. It's more than 1,000 gold, so I'm quite happy. Science-wise, oh wow, we've got a lot of technologies to catch up. Wow. So let's start by going towards economics so that we can start working on Big Ben at some point. And while we're waiting for the Big Ben, we can finish a bank in this city. So as a reminder, we're going to use the city down below, Ostia, to make Big Ben. And we should use this city for Spaceport. And that's why I'm chopping the food. I want the city to grow to have as much production as possible. Alright. I think it's time to transfer these trade routes and balance them between the Arpinum on top for the spaceport and the city on the bottom. In 4 turns we're getting globalization. I can't remember whether I talked about this yesterday, but once we do get globalization, there will be a card that gives us plus 10 gold and plus 4 production for each international trade route. That means we can add around 25-30 production into these 2 cities, which pretty much guarantees that we will be... Oh, they conquered Mohenjo-Daro. Damn. Anyways, it guarantees that we will be able to finish the... I feel so sad about this. That's minus 10% science. Something that we just lost. So
and
painful.
First, Hephaestus makes a great and massive shield.
Alright, another benefit of reaching... Let's get ballistics. Another benefit of reaching globalization is that we will be getting 10% science per... let's finish the industrial zone. It's a really bad investment if you ask me. 222 production for this industrial zone. And we should probably improve these hills at one point to make the city give us more production. We are putting 222 production in the industrial zone, right? And it will be giving us back like 2 production plus 2 from envoys. That's 4 in return, yeah? So that's around 50 something turns to just get even, get back what you've put in, right? But since we'll be building the spaceport there, I will take that plus 4 production because it might be essential for fast victory. We wait with this guy there to get a boost. Alright. I think we could pop this goodie hut finally with a knight. Alright. Everything looks pretty good. Let's move on. I can't wait to get globalization. Alright, Arabia took another city from India. We could possibly get more city-states. Hopefully we'll be getting some envoys soon. Alright. Sadly, turns are now taking longer and longer to complete.
Let's get on our knees and pray.
India is slowly collapsing.
Is there a patron
And
saint of
England
ballistics
somehow
yet?
has again plus 24 gold per turn. That's just amazing. Anyway, let's go for economics. We still have some time to build a spaceport and research that whole tech. And I also want to see what great scientists are we getting. Maybe that one will be able to help us with the spaceport. Right. Add production. Good. Now, if you're wondering why I'm keeping all these builders up there, it's essentially to help chop the space projects at the very end. And maybe chop a little bit of the spaceport in case we are late with it. Alright. We have nothing to sell. That's good and bad news. What I've seen some players do at this point is they start trading gold per turn for lump gold, and keep doing it every turn. And that way you are essentially borrowing money from the AI. Alright, this looks good. We should probably sell more great works. And that type of selling is a really good strategy to get your gold balance up. Currently we're at 10,000 gold. And what we really need, let's make a mine, is 25 to 30,000 gold. And we need to get it in less than 30 turns. We're making 400 per turn. That will increase a bit. If we say it's 500 per turn for 30 turns, that's 15,000. So we still need more. We need much more. It needs to go faster. Alright, and England now has 36 gold per turn. Let's try to get a little bit more friendly. We can sell coal. Yes. The less money she's got, the less inclined she will be to attack us. And she will be having less money for upkeep of new units. But she's got a ridiculous military strength. Alright. What could you do? Just go there and help with that city. We need to develop it a little bit further. Alright. Go pop the goodie hut. We're getting an airport here in 4 turns, and that will give us a boost to one of the atomic era technologies. Still waiting for the great scientist. Alright. We are getting globalization. So happy. And we're getting the great scientist now. And Spain is now allies with Samaria, which means we get a diplomatic bonus, do we? Yep. Allied with a friend +4. Which means Spain will be friendly for the rest of the game, which is great. Alright, we don't need any more of these culture policies. We need the adjacency because it's good. We need 100% from campus district buildings and then 10% science for each city-state. Gold from each envoys, which is around 40, 50 or more gold. This card that gives us +10 gold and 5 production per trade, international trade route. And what else do we need? We need more gold, more gold. Right, shall we go with... I'm thinking about this card that will give us extra 9 science and culture. Trade Confederation, or Should we try colonial taxes? We don't have many cities on foreign continents. It's some kind of an increase, yeah? It's 511, so not really much. Alright. 2 technologies from modern or industrial era. Oh, we got an envoy. From Amsterdam, for Amsterdam. That's great. Alright. And who's the next great scientist? Oh, we get this one as well. 500 science per natural wonder tile. Get him. And the next one is worthless. Turing. Eureka for computers and 1 technology for modern era. This Eureka comes too late. We already have it, actually. Because computers, you get a boost when you have a government with like 8 policy slots, which we have for quite some turns now. Alright. I think we should send this guy to the city that's closest to the wonder. And then we can use him to speed up the research toward the spaceport. What do you want? Radio. I think we can use the other scientists to get these envoys. And that will give us 5, 6, up to 8 city-states. Remember, we just lost 1, so that's minus 10%. We are waiting for the research agreement for chemistry, and we can boost radio and electricity. So that means we should research replaceable parts in 3 turns. Yep, finish replaceable parts. Wait for the boost to chemistry. Activate the scientist, and then it will give us a boost to electricity and radio. And that is, in total, more science than what we'll get from the natural wonder scientist, which is, I believe, Darwin. Alright. Civic-wise, we could get naval transition for an envoy. Conservation for 3 envoys. And Scorched Earth for 2 envoys. So let's get Scorched Earth first. Does this one give an envoy? Cultural heritage? It doesn't. Or should we get naval tradition and get an envoy in 1 turn immediately? And add 1 extra city-state. I think that makes more sense. Alright. We need 2 for here. 1 here. 1 there. 1 there. So let's wait there. And you can go and improve those tiles. We could build a lumber mill here. Alright, I think that makes sense. Build a lumber mill. That will add us 2 or 3 more production because it's next to the river. That's a lot. It's 24 gold per trade route. That's great. Now, how many do we have? I just want to balance between the 2 cities. Arpinum, 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 Ostia, Arpinum, Ostia. Arpinum. So we add 2 more in Ostia. 24 gold, 5 production. And you are Muscat. Do you have any special resources? Kumasi has 1. Everybody has 1. Because there's this card that adds +2 science for every resource in international trade routes in the destination city. But that will give us, it seems, +2 science per trade route, maybe, not more. Alright. Can we sell Egypt another work of writing? No, she doesn't have any slots. Can we sell Saladin? He doesn't have any money. He's broke. Can we sell Gilgamesh? We already did. Plus he's broke. Can we sell Victoria? She already has a relic. Do you have a theater square? Yeah, she does. So maybe we could offload this work of writing. Normally AI pays between 19 and 23 gold for these. I'm thinking 19 gold per turn. That's a fair deal. Good. Good. I'm quite happy. Somehow England just keeps popping up with new amounts of gold per turn. This is really a bargain, but India doesn't have any more cities. And she's already got 2 relics, Poland. So maybe that means there are no slots. Yeah. And Spain? Do you have a theater square? How come nobody built any theater squares? I would really love if they actually did, because then we would sell these words of writing and we would still get all the early writers. 5, 6, 7. He's got 64 gold per turn. Alright, good. Sadly, we need to maximize these trades. We really need to get close to 30,000 gold in the next 25, maximum 30 turns. Alright, we've got the boost for chemistry finally. Can we do another research agreement with Gilgamesh? We can't. That's disappointing. Should we become friends with Spain? Let's do it. Let's do it. That will give us better trade deals. I was also hoping to sell some of the great works of music to the AI, but obviously they don't have any more slots. Sadly. Alright. We got chemistry. Can we? No. I'm not sure what's the requirement for research agreements. You have to research a specific technology first, scientific theory, and then you can have research agreements with your declared friends. Both of you have to have this same. Let's get conservation. That's 3 envoys. No, let's get this one. That's 3 envoys, but 2 turns. Let's get the big one. Alright. Radio, we can get at Eureka. Military tactics, we can't get that one. Alright, this is our best option. Great. Alright, and let's get this guy here and make a lumber mill. +2 production. Every piece of production at this point really helps. Alright, let's get to the Wanda. We'll be there in 2 turns. 60 faith. Thank you. Alright, wait. We don't need you. You can just chill there. Alright, let's create, let's do gain sources. Look at these knights. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all here. This doesn't look really good. But after replaceable parts, we'll be able to upgrade our warriors, actually swordsmen, legions, into infantry. If we run into trouble. And infantry can deal with the knights. I'm scared a bit because it's open terrain, so if England kicks in, she will just pillage everything around. But we can upgrade the archers immediately as well into field cannons. Sorry, they're not archers, they're crossbow. And that will increase the city bombardment strength, so we can fight any attack off. I'm really confident in that. But it's just going to probably be a nuisance. So let's hope. Alright, we should take this tile as well. 40 production, 60. Yeah, that's good. Fair enough. Spaceport is exactly 1,500 production. Alright, you go there. Alright, England now has a theater square. So maybe we could sell more work of writing once they get an amphitheater. What religion does this give us? +1 culture for theater squares. Not really a good religion, but
Many of us take better care of our
alright,
automobiles
the airport is
than
done.
we do of our own bodies. Yet the
And the
auto
spy
has
is ready.
replaceable parts.
8 tons to complete the mission. Almost 350 gold. That's good. That's something. Cool. Let's get chemistry and we can now activate the great scientist. Wake up. Activate. We get radio, we get electricity, and that gives us one more city-state. And we still can't do a research agreement with Gilgamesh. Well, we've got a resource to sell. Maybe Spain is buying. Do we want an alliance? Alright, let's get another ally. And that hopefully boosts the amount of money Spain will pay for a luxury. But I would really prefer to get the money from Victoria. And we can. Perfect. Perfect. She's got a lot of big cities, so she's pressed for luxuries. And with 0 gold per turn, hopefully she doesn't declare on us. Alright. Big Ben, next to the market. 23 turns to complete. We still have quite a few chops down there, so I'm sure we can time it properly. Maybe if we add specialists in the encampment, can I just check what does a specialist in the encampment district give us? +1 culture, +1 production. No. I don't think that's good. That's all the tiles that we can get, right? Is there anything else? Can we swap? No. This is it. So 23 turns. That's turn 150 something. And we've got a few chops to speed it up if we need to. Hopefully we will. Alright. What should we get here? We should just focus on science in this city and make more campus research grants. And that's it. This city won't bother us anymore. We will not finish before we're done. Alright. Now we can use the Charles Darwin, to get 1,000 extra science. If we select 2 technologies. Or should we wait? Let's wait 1 turn. What do you do here? Is there anything left to improve? I mean, anything that will give us production to improve? Not yet. Sure. I guess he read the Odyssey. Alright. England declared war on Samaria. Aha! He's attacked Gilgamesh. And he attacked the city in the jungle. I knew it. I think I've mentioned this in one of the previous videos. I didn't want to settle a city here because I believe it would have been an invitation to war. And that's exactly what happened to Gilgamesh.
Water and air, the 2 essentials on which life depends, have become global
And his
garbage
army
cans.
is landlocked all the way up there. Oh my god. What is he doing with that settler? Three envoys. Okay. We can add 2 envoys in Amsterdam for some extra gold. That's around 30 to 40 extra gold per turn. And we've got 1 envoy to save. In case we lose a city-state. Let's get capitalism. It's got a card that gives +2 science and culture for every resource in a destination city. So that will be a little boost, but why not? Let's wait 1 more turn with this guy. Do we need to change cards? No, this is good. This is good. We're now at 670 gold per turn. So actually that was just 20 gold extra. Alright. $670. Poland now declared on India. Everybody's declaring a war on India. They have that city. They lost their capital. Delhi, right? Lost it to Arabia.
A world without radio.
And Gilgamesh put a scout to defend the city. Even though he's got knights, but they're locked. What can we get? So, research agreement for rocketry, 5 turns is too late, I think. We need rocketry right now. But we could do the advanced flight. Alright, we get a boost to advanced flight in 5 turns. That's great. Nothing to sell. Alright. Rocketry. Can we finish it in 1 turn? We've got more envoys. But we've already maxed out all the benefits from the city-states that we're in. Let's put 1 in Hattusa, just in case. And we can use the remaining envoys. We've got 3 more to defend. Alright, you wait there. Alright. I think I should move all my units to Kumasi to prevent a war. If I surround Kumasi, then England will hopefully not attack Kumasi next, because their city strength is 28. That can fall with few hits of the knight. And I don't want to lose 10% science. I mean, technically, if they declare, I could declare back to try to defend Kumasi. But then this wouldn't be a peaceful game. Alright. I love how the movement doesn't properly show when you're in foreign territory. Let's get this guy as well. Alright. Hopefully Gilgamesh doesn't place new envoys in Kumasi, because if he takes, then England will be in war with the city-state. And I want to protect it. Alright, another great write-up. We don't really need it, but it's good to have. Cool. So we are ready to make the spaceport. Can we finish rocketry in 1 turn right now? Activate. Yeah, 700. And we'll get 1,000.
Rocket science
Done.
has been mythologized all out of proportion to its true difficulty.
Done. We can start making the spaceport. So the city is at 65 production, 28 turns till we get the spaceport. That's not really too fast, is it? I would prefer it to be faster. Let's swap. Still 27. Work this one. Let's activate and lock all production tiles. This one. This one as well. And that one. And I love how it keeps the food tiles. Come on. Alright, down to 25 turns. I'm happy with that. 50, 61. I'm not happy with that, actually. We need to speed it up. I think what we need to do is chop the marsh so that we can grow the city in population a bit more. We'll get a boost for advanced flight, so let's, I think, get all these technologies from previous eras. Alright. Why is this showing advanced flight? I think there's some other kind of a visual bug. Okay, it's gone now. I don't want to give open borders to England. Don't need her knights in my territory. Don't need her close. But let's exchange books. Alright, she took quite a lot of damage. But will she be able to use to get the city? There's one thing that was introduced in the last patch as a change in the AI behavior that made AI much worse than at war. Specifically, the developers have... Alright.
The printing press has done for the mind.
Alright, let's just get this one. Get the research first. We can get electricity in 1 turn. Or do we keep going with the bottom technology? Let's get military science. Let's get that over with. So the developers have announced they've changed the AI behavior so that units that are wounded do not effectively suicide by going to attack the enemy. But there is an unintended consequence from that behavior, which essentially means units now start withdrawing. And that means the AI can't effectively keep a siege. It doesn't realize that they would not lose a unit or all of the units.
The lady's imagination is very rapid.
So you've got single units just running left and right. Alright, what can we sell? Which makes the AI worse at war. And it also has... it also has quite a bad effect on barbarians. Specifically, you now have a wounded scout and a wounded spearman, and you destroy their camp, and instead of suiciding, which is what they would do in the past, they just keep running away on the map, and you can't leave them there because they will eventually come back and plunder a trade route, right? So you have to chase them down and it becomes impossible. So I think that's all connected, but I might be wrong. Anyway, I wanted to check what policy they adopted. +1 amenity. We can change policies next turn.
The inherent vice of capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings.
Samaria still has these units. Why is he not moving the units? What is that crossbow doing there on the left? Why are the knights all the way up? Why are they not going back to defend? And why is the settler still parked? Sorry for this. But I would love to see AI more competent at war. Alright. I don't think any of the remaining civic cards can help us in any way. Let's chop this and increase population before we lose some. Alright, what can we change? So the question is, does the market economy card, this one, is it better than colonial taxes? Should we put it in? So we're currently 664 gold. We don't have many cities on foreign continents, so let's check, is it better? It's pretty much the same gold. We lost a few pieces of gold, but we did gain a bit of science and culture. Not too much, but I'm happy with anything. Alright. Cool. Should I take a break now? Or I could wait a bit. "19 turns till we get the Big Ben."
Never criticize a rifleman until you've walked a mile in his shoes. That way, he'll be barefoot.
Let's use this one to improve this and get a boost. We get a boost to nanotechnology. Alright, we could get one chop here. But we can't work these tiles. Alright, let's get ready for a chop. As you can see, the city has expanded into tiles that we can't even work. But we can chop them if they're owned by the city. So let's go all the way there. Let's go there. And look how we cornered Gilgamesh. That's the power of culture. If you are generating large amounts of culture in your city, then let's get campus research grants again. If you're generating large amounts of culture and you have museums or art museums or archaeological museums and you fill them up, these cities will expand their tiles ridiculously, right? You saw this. Pretty much all the surrounding tiles are now owned by the city, and it took us just 100 turns. If you are not generating this type of culture and you only have a monument, you will get a tile every 30 or 50 turns later, virtually. So just keep that in mind. Alright, what can we do here? Nothing. This city is good as is. We just make more campus research grants. Let's queue 2 of them so we don't have to think about it again. Alright. Get the marsh. That increases us to 11 pop. still way too many turns. I think we could get the other one as well. Alright. We're getting the boost for flight, so let's get electricity. Our gold is now below 600. Alright. +2 science. +3 science. I think this is better, because it's much more gold. Alright, and we can do a mission here. Hopefully it will be in time for Big Ben. All good, all good. Let's get one more. Shall we go for... Let's do it. A bit extra science. Alright. All our cities are maxed out. We do need to boost Arpinum a little bit more. And the AI now has gold again, so we should probably do a few trades. Wow, they've besieged the city. But my guess is this won't really last. They will just randomly move the units around. And if you look at this knight, the lone knight down there, he ran away from the main city and essentially went into his death.
If it weren't for electricity, we'd all be watching television by candlelight.
Now if the AI hits with every knight, they can get that city. But will England be able to do that? We will see. We can save all these envoys. Don't need them now. Still waiting for that boost. Let's get steel. Alright, we don't... Do we need housing? No, we don't. It doesn't add anything. The city can't grow anyway. Alright. Maybe we should switch these two guys. Chop those woods and make a mine. That would give us a marginal boost in the production. Let's just park these guys. I think we're getting the Big Ben much faster than we are getting the Spaceport. Yep, they broke the siege, and now this unwounded knight has went all the way to the next city in the range of walls, and England lost a knight there. So why did this happen? If all the knights hit that city, they would have it already. And Gilgamesh has another crossbow that is scared to join the action. That's the reluctant to join the action. That's, I think, the consequence of that balance that they were trying, the improvement they were trying to make. I'm not blaming the developers for this. I understand it's incredibly hard to program the AI, but still a little bit more of play testing should be good. Or maybe thinking of incorporating some of the mods that improve AI behavior. Why not? Alright. What do we sell and to whom? Please buy our book. No slots. I don't really want to do, unless absolutely necessary, lump gold for gold per turn trades, but that is one option how to get the gold that you're missing. Another option that many players do is using the neighborhood for a gold strategy, which is essentially you place farms in your cities and then you get plus 50 gold per appeal for there's a card that gives you plus 50 gold per appeal when you replace a farm with a neighborhood. So in every one of your cities, you place a farm at a tile that has high appeal. Let's finish computers in one turn. Then put that card. Alright, we still got some gold, but we have to run away. Then you place the neighborhoods, but you don't build them, and then you just get the money. So that's one way to get extra gold. I don't personally like it that much, so I'm not doing it. But it is an option. Alright. Shall we now chop and make a mine here? That will increase marginally. We're at turn 141. 20 turns to completion. That's 161. We really need to speed up this Spaceport. Just 2 turns, not enough. I think the Spaceport is going to be the limiting factor. If we prioritized Spaceport technology, that would have been better maybe. But too late now. But on a positive note, everything else is looking quite great. And we've got 5 extra envoys just in case. Which is amazing. Alright, England can take the city now, and she's got 4 knights that are not even participating in the attack. I shouldn't be getting annoyed by this, but I definitely am. Alright. We could get all this gold. I think England lost a lot of units, so now she's trapped for luxuries. That's why she's willing to the other AI don't seem to be having enough gold for a meaningful trade. That's really, really unfortunate. Philip does. So the question is, how do we get the most? We definitely need all the lump gold. He's ready to give 10 gold per turn for a luxury. The power of friendship. And 20 per turn for 2 luxuries. So that's probably... we do something like this, right? 404 plus few gold per turn. Yeah? 5. It's a total of 550. But, sorry for this. My screen is registering, my touch screen is registering key presses in the left side. I don't know whether you had a chance to see it, but hopefully it doesn't get in the way. It's really, really annoying. Happens from time to time. Alright, we finished combustion, and then we're entering the atomic era. We're waiting for a boost for advanced flight. That's a research agreement with Gilgamesh. Tricky. But we also need boosts for all these other technologies. Alright. I think at this point any civic is as good as any other. We don't need any of the new policies. Most of these policies are good if you're going for a cultural victory. Or nukes or something. This is the last one to change, I think. The one that gives campus and industrial zone adjacency at the same time. And that will probably add +2 production in the Spaceport city, which is ridiculous, but I'll take it. All cities are ecstatic. That's perfect. Happiness is really important, and that's why I'm always pushing to get a Colosseum, just to get all these extra amenities running. And getting as many city-state as suzerain is also possible. Amazing, important, because then you get all their amenities and you can sell your copies. And when your citizens are ecstatic, they add 10% to science, culture, and production in the city, not food. So, but that's a huge boost, right? It doesn't add anything to the science or culture that we or production that we're getting from city-states, I believe. But maybe I'm wrong. Or at least from trade routes or something, I don't know. All right. The city is almost... just needs one more hit to take the city. But no. England promoted a unit in range of the crossbow and the walls. That's beautiful. And failed to deliver the final blow. And Poland adopted colonial taxes. That's a policy that gives you 25% more gold for cities not on your original continent. But look at this. All her cities are on the same continent.
I have always considered that the substitution of the internal combustion engine for the horse marked a very gloomy milestone in the progress of mankind.
Which means she's using a slot to add exactly 0 gold. I mean, okay. What other research agreement can we get? Ballistics, combined arms, plastic, telecommunications. Alright, we need to research the first 3 technologies. So now it's important to see the best way to actually do this. Right? We got the boost for flight. We've got the boost for synthetic materials. If we get a boost, wait for the boost for advanced ballistics, it opens up this route. Right. Alright, that's one option, advanced ballistics or combined arms. If we go with plastics, then we've got this route fully opened. Right. And if we wait for ballistics, then we can go with this route. And while we're waiting for arms or ballistics, we could put research into flight, plastics, we could put research into satellites as well. We could finish robotics, I believe. So I think it's either advanced ballistics or combined arms as the best option. So the question is, why am I talking about this? It's really, really simple. In a few turns, we will be purchasing a great scientist that will give us a boost to all these technologies. So at this stage in the game, it's absolutely essential not to make a mistake and not to waste science on technologies that we would otherwise get a boost. So, what do we get again? Advanced ballistic, combined arms. I think I need to check again. So, it's important, again, not to make a mistake and switch. So, if we put a turn in ballistics, combined arms, and then we wait, and we can put turns into these other things while we're waiting for the 5 turns. Alright. I think we go with the combined arms. Research, combined arms. Alright. Accept. Perfect. So now, what we will be doing in the next, let's renew at the Alliance and get a bit gold. Yeah, that's enough. What we'll be doing in the next few turns is essentially just putting 1 turn of research into all these technologies so that we can finish them up when we get the relevant boosts. So the idea would be something like we put 1 turn in plastics, we put 1 turn in ballistics, we put 1 turn in combined arms. We finish advanced flight, we finish robotics, we put 1 turn into satellites, and then at that point, that's 5 or 6 turns, right? At that point, we get a boost for the ballistics. So, I think we should start. Let's start with plastic. We get a boost for ballistics. And hopefully in that time we'll be able to purchase with faith the next great scientist. Or we can get him otherwise. And then he will give us a boost to one technology from the atomic era. And if we're lucky, it could be plastics, for example, and then we can just continue with that route. That would be the best progression. It all depends on the amount of science per turn that we're generating. At this point, this is very low, just 688 science. Alright, we're getting this scientist in a turn, but he doesn't boost any atomic era technology. So the question is, what is the next great scientist? And can we speed the next great scientist up with faith, for example? Alright, let's switch and put one turn into combined arms. I can't pass him. Alright, we got an envoy. Not that we need it, but why not? So, this great scientist brings absolutely nothing. We already have everything. So, we just park him. This is one of the reasons why I kept saying I would love the AI to focus more on campuses. If Saladin and Spain had good science earlier, then the world could have advanced for an era, so maybe this scientist would be skipped over and we could have now gotten an atomic era scientist. But we were not lucky in that regard. Alright, I think we go for the lump gold and do all possible trades we can. That would be really, really important. Alright. So far it looks good. Just give me a second, guys. Alright, I'm back. So where were we? Alright. Yeah, let's store this guy. And let's use this guy to do a few last chops. That will probably embed spy. Takes no time to go to establish presence in the foreign city. I think that's good now, because we can then just get him back to Valencia next turn. Alright, let's put one turn in advanced ballistics. This one... Wow. Yeah, it gives us 1 Eureka. I suspected that. These scientists usually either give 1 Eureka and some other benefit, and this is probably the worst of all the benefits that we could potentially get. But it will save a couple of 100 gold in the end. Doesn't matter. So, plan is to use that builder to chop whatever tiles we could chop to speed up these campus research projects, and that will give us some extra... Why is England... I think England has made peace with Gilgamesh. They were 1 hit away from getting the city.
The children of the nuclear age, I think, were weakened in their capacity to love. Hard to love when you're bracing yourself for impact.
Alright, let's just keep switching. 1 turn into advanced flight. Alright. Civics. We didn't even get the Scorched Earth. That one gives us 2 envoys, but we don't really need them. There's no immediate benefit. We managed to max out all the meaningful envoys long time ago. Alright, let's make campus research grants and put the spy back in Valencia. Now, why does it say 3 turns to get the spy there? Yeah? We just put in a promotion that says takes no time to establish presence in a city, and now it says it still takes 3 turns. I don't get it. I don't get how this promotion works. Alright, shall we go to... I think we still need the maximum gold. Alright. Alright. So if we do a few chops and speed up at least a few of these campus research projects so that they finish and give us the great people points, that will reduce the cost to get the next great scientist, and we can then maybe buy that scientist with faith. Ooh. We captured a spy from Spain. Should we give this spy back? I don't really want to give it back. My normal experience is that AI actually very rarely succeeds in spy missions. The reason is I firmly believe they don't do the game sources first. So they go straight for stealing tech or great work or gold. And that has a very low chance of success. Alright, we've got 152 gold from Sheffield. This makes me believe that this was a really bad investment to make another spy. That was almost 200-300 production that we wasted on it. I think it would have been better if we put that production into anything else. Alright, here we can continue making campus research grants. Do we need anything else? Alternatively, we could have used that spy to do some counter spy. Yeah. It's too early for the AI to start sabotaging the spaceport, and there's no need to get a spy to protect the spaceport. The reason is we will be trying to time all this properly. So finish spaceport the next moment we go and in a turn or two we'll launch all the projects, and that way you don't have to worry whether they will be able to get a spy there. But even then, you need to allow for at least 6 to 8 turns for the spy to go to that city, so you're quite safe in that way. So the only risk is actually somebody stealing gold from us. We now have 24,000. I would love to finish the Big Ben right now, but it's not enough. It's not enough. If more AI were going for science, then we could... Yeah, you don't have money. Then, and if the world era was just +1, then we could easily just double this money and get all the great sciences, but this is not enough. Alright, we finish advanced flight now. And we got a lot of science overflow, almost a whole turn of science.
War is hell.
So I think we just finished robotics. Civics. Doesn't matter what we get, really. I don't know whether I talked about it already, but normally at this point there's a very powerful card that you get when you research Cold War, which is the card that gives you double envoys if the suzerain has a different government than you. And since we've got democracy, that always means double envoys. And then use that card to protect all our city-states. That's what I normally do, but somehow in this game we managed to finish with 5 extra envoys. We were a bit lucky with the quests early on, definitely. And we did manage to chase quite a few quests. I mean, we've built a catapult and stuff, but I'm happy, I'm not complaining. What's left? Alright. Great people. 8 turns. 2900 faith. We've got 1200. So hopefully we could speed up a little bit with this builder. And a few chops. Alright. We're getting there. I think we can get this victory.
The 3 great elements of modern civilization: gunpowder, printing, and the Protestant religion.
We can get a victory in a few turns. This speeds up the project, although not as much. So, research. We've cleared all that, so we can put a turn towards satellites. And then it seems to me we will have to hard research plastics. And that will give us 3 extra turns. Alright, what do we get? Doesn't really matter. Let's go for totalitarianism. Don't want the new government. Alright, the spy. Let's see. Not again. So my screen is registering a press in the left corner. I don't know whether you guys can see it. It's really annoying. I think it would be best for me to make a cut now and restart and clean the screen in the meantime, and then just finish this. It wouldn't take long. I think we're a few turns away from the victory, which is great. So see you soon.